What's up, everyone? Welcome to Kimono Comics' first YouTube video. Well, first long form video because I posted some shorts. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. On this channel, we're gonna be talking about so many great things, reviews, news videos, whatever. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to do certain things, but I know that this video, as you saw from the title, we're going to be going through the Absolute Arc M special. So thank you so much for going on this journey. I've been really excited to make this, long form content. So let's get into it. I think for now, I'm going to flip through the pages and just kind of work through the comic itself and talk about it. And if there's anything at certain points that you want to mention, leave a comment and whatever. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get into it. So first off, the Absolute Arc M special. It's really good. Scott Snyder just really knows what he's doing. And Frank Tieri's art was really on point here. I just think they choose the best artist for the job. DC's just been on point with it in general, but for this special in particular, it gives it a very classic yet eerie feeling, and I just think that, yeah, it's done so well. And I like how they're taking us through these journeys. We got it in Absolute Batman 15 where Alfred was the storytelling, Alfred's going through everything and he goes back and redoes the story of Joker's past every single time. I think that is just done really well. So anyway, we find ourselves following Amadeus Arkham, who is the one who started Arkham Asylum with good intentions. So the good intentions were, he dealt with some really crazy trauma from his mother and, witnessed the death of his mother by her own hand and his siblings, and was like, I'm going to make a vow to try to, help out mental health for all, as many as I can. So, noble cause. And so we open in with them talking, this mysterious person who we all have our thoughts of who it could be when we first see them, especially with the creepy faces. You know what I'm saying? The way all the artists approach Joker is really impressive. They make him look so unsettling, such a creepy smile, of a sociopath who's just trying to, fit in. It's just done so well. So anyway, Joker is trying to buy this Arkham Asylum, and it's way back in 1945, which, by the way, does confirm, for the most part, Alfred's guess, his hypothesis about Joker kind of, living similar to Ra's al Ghul with the eternalness, but he's doing it through, what we saw with the babies and everything in one of the first couple issues. He's doing it through different methods. Anyway, so kind of backtrack a little bit, that scene that we got with Amadeus's mother, shooting the soldier and then shooting all of the children and then herself, was so gruesome. And that facial expression that she had there was crazy. They just really get you immersed. It's crazy. So anyway, he takes us through the entire history and whatnot and the whole purposes of Arkham Asylum. We get deeper and deeper. We get these reveals that they've done more research on each other than they're each letting on to, and then Joker's the one who kind of breaks the ice on that, which was really good. So the main thing that after Amadeus goes through the entire history is that this kid shows up at his door covered in blood, and he ends up taking him in under his wing because he's I see you and me. Real quick, I'm just noticing that this mic this probably looks a little weird. Let me just take that out so it feels a little bit more comfortable. Anyway, so the kid shows up and he ends up taking him in, and he shows a great amount of drive to in sharing Amadeus's vision, which it's, I didn't know if the kid was Joker. I'm looking at it, I'm like, is he Joker? The hair was what was really throwing me off. But if we flash back to Absolute Batman 15 where we got that history, I believe this kid, he's only a kid here, but he's been around for a good amount. Oh, actually, no, because it is the late 1800s, so he probably is an actual kid here, and probably through, and that's why he has the same form. So through purchasing Arc M and all of those endeavors that he did there, that's probably where he learned the, eternal life trick, we can call it, and that's why he looks the same when he's buying Arc M as he does in present day. So it does make sense. He was an actual kid. But anyway, so he clearly has these crazy intentions already, and he turns out to be the voice of this Jack Doe, Jack the Ripper, the whole time, and ends up framing him. Crazy. But anyway, we get taken through this whole journey where Amadeus is showing his son, you know, all of the ins and outs of the facility, and again, he's showing all of this interest and whatnot. And then, of course, one day, Jack ends up, sorry about the car, Jack ends up, you know, taking him hostage, and he gets him back and all that. But that's probably all planned, because as we go further and further, they have a conversation. They step outside of the flashback, and Joker and Amadeus have this conversation like, well, tell me about this breakout. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, nah, man, we've done our research on each other. Tell me about this breakout. He tells him about how some guard got too close and Jack got the keys. He broke out some people. They killed a bunch of guards and they end up escaping. And he's like, take me to this area where they escaped. So manipulative, so wild. And when he takes him to that area, he's like, well, why is this one over here also patched up? And that's when, you know, Joker is like, or excuse me, Amadeus is just like not feeling good, and Joker's like, you should look into this stuff. When Amadeus eventually and he whispers something in his ear as well, and it just freaked him out. And what he whispered was that saying like, tomorrow is a new page, and that's something that only they would know. So he quietly, cryptically reveals himself as that kid who's now Jack Grimm, Joker. And with that, he's unsettled. He goes down at night, Amadeus does, tears down the wall, finds Jack's body there with a note and the toothbrush in his neck. And it just freaks him out. Clearly, he ends up selling anyway. It's far beyond his means and control. Joker knows exactly what he's doing, and he ends up getting the facility. That reveal was pretty crazy, because I know that the person buying Arkham is Joker. I mean, with his facial expressions and all that, you can definitely feel that. But I wasn't quite sure about the kid. Like, it made sense, but the hair was really what was throwing me off in comparison to what we saw in, you know, Absolute Batman 15. Anyway, he does that big reveal. And Amadeus ends up burning down the whole thing. But it doesn't really matter because it's already purchased. Joker's got the funds. He rebuilds the whole thing, obviously. And we flash to the present, where Joker is in the room reading everything. He's got the thing to the side, so he had already read it. And he's got the files laid out for his next steps. And then someone is talking to him. And he's like, we're watching the target. And that's when we flash to, you know, seeing Batman put in all this work and beating people up. And he's like, this mysterious person he's talking to, like, he's nothing. And I'm questioning, like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? That he's talking to. And Joker's like, no, like, you will get your time. But in the meantime, I got some other friends. And we see people like Kirk Langstrom, Pamela Isley, Hugo Strange, Crane, Carlo Tech. And I'm thinking like One Piece. Anyway, the people that we're going to see next, and obviously we know, well, if you don't know, we're going to get Poison Ivy in the next couple issues. It's like a 2-issue part. And then after that, it's the next big arc, which should last 6 issues, and that's going to be Scarecrow. And we reveal that he's talking to Deathstroke, and he says, my Deathstroke. I kind of thought that Bane was his right-hand man, but no, I think that was just his big gun, brute-wise. But seems like his right-hand man is truly Deathstroke. Also, he looks pretty tough. Also a little bit older than probably usual. But anyway, that was the end big reveal. And I thought that was... I thought that was so good. It was so well done. Storytelling is fantastic. I'm just super impressed with this issue and every issue all the time. So that's my thoughts and the walkthrough of Absolute Batman Arkham Special. I love the history that we got here and how everything was set up, and the reveal and kind of play into the next, you know, couple issues that we'll get. So the timing of where this is placed, I think, is perfect. It's just such ominous storytelling, you know. It's just they do such a good job. I get so immersed in the vibes. I'm just very, very impressed. But anyway, that's that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is kind of how I want a lot of my reviews and overviews, I guess I should say, to go, where I'm just going through the comic and kind of telling my feelings on it, you know what I mean, and just talking about it in general. I think it's really fun to go through. So if you have any ideas of things you'd like me to touch on or maybe speak about a little bit more in future videos when going through these reviews, or any other thoughts, definitely let me know, because I'm working through what feels right for myself, but I would obviously and always welcome some input. So feel free to let me know what feels good. But thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Let me know what you thought about the special and any other thoughts in general. And yeah, take care.